Where do you see yourself heading in the industry with Vert Design, or just in your interest, or if you see the future of the industry changing and you having to change with it? Kind of where do you see yourself?
For the last, more than a decade, we've been providing really custom residential design services for individuals wanting better designed and built buildings. Mm-hmm. Most people who I've worked with in the last decade or more, better for them has included at least notions, if not specific targets, of higher levels of energy efficiency. Other resources as well, but at the end of the day, it's the energy that we pay the most for.
And that's everything from heating, cooling, hot water, lighting.
My interest in continuing to work with people who are striving to create better buildings will always exist, and Vert will continue to exist for the indefinite future, continuing to focus on the planning and design of those kinds of spaces. And notwithstanding my earlier comments about how builders, developers of 10, 50, 100 residential units a year tend to think more of the bottom line as opposed to the needs of the individual, they are ultimately satisfying the needs of individuals. Mm-hmm. Not everyone necessarily has, forget the financial resources, just the time to go through the process of planning, designing, and constructing a custom home for themselves. They need to buy something that has been pre-made for them or for somebody else. My goal in these next 5 or 10 years is simply to put more better designed and built buildings into the market than might exist already. So we've been pioneers in the introduction passive house performance level, be it certified or not, building into the Ottawa market, not only within the custom residential world, but what we do, I'm certain, is noticed by the tract home builders.
Yeah, you've given tours. Like I've given tours to the tract home
certainly
builders.
Yeah, and it's not that they're not interested. They just, again, they have their formula that's working, and I respect that. But we are, I'd like to think, leading the curve, and
the bleeding edge.
And we bleed some days. There's no question. But ultimately that's where I see myself going in the next five years. Certainly is in striving to introduce more better designed, better constructed homes to the market to satisfy what I think is a growing need, and satisfy it more quickly than I fear the larger developers and builders will do so. I mean, they're going to come around, either forced by the code or forced by market demand, exactly. But they're not going to come around as quickly as they might.
Do you think the market is beginning to see the importance of some of the things that we've discussed today? Do you see the market demand changing?
Well, certainly. The more we do what we're doing right now, the more the market is going to understand alternatives to what they might already know. And it's in that understanding that they will begin seeking more information through this process of education, through the leadership and the education that we provide, simply by creating examples, by creating precedents that people can then relate to firsthand. Be it through a building tour, or just seeing something go up on a street with a signboard in front of it that simply states the goals of that project that might be different than the run-of-the-mill project. Yeah. I mean, that's making change.
Yeah. So I got this question I stole from Natasha's podcast. I say borrowed. So one of the questions she always asks that I think is really fitting for this is, if the world was in your classroom and you had a lesson to teach the world, what would the title of that lesson be?
Care. People don't care enough. People don't care enough. Sometimes it's because they can't, sometimes Sometimes it's because work is demanding. Sometimes it's because their kids kept them up all night last night. Sometimes it's because they just can't afford to. And those things are all valid. But to take that opportunity and to think about what they're either doing or not doing to influence the world that they've created and are creating for themselves and creating for other people, and to care about the outcomes of their actions, that's what I'd want to teach to the world sitting in my classroom if I had the opportunity.
Dude. Thanks, Chris. We're going to put it up there so you can get a hold of this person. If you have any questions, we'll put all the contact. Is there a way you want to share? What's the best way for people to get a hold of you if they want to reach out to you? We'll obviously throw all your links up there, but email, website.
Person that I am and the team that we are and the organizations that we've built have enough precedent that we've established, be it in terms of an online presence or a built presence, that one can pick their favorite search engine, type in my name, Chris Straka, or my business's name, Vert, and find the links to our websites, our phone numbers, our email addresses, and certainly be it in a contractual kind of scenario where we're providing service for a fee, or simply an answer to a quick question. I love to respond and I love to make change.
That won't be a short conversation.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.